Hello, and welcome back to another episode of Critical Reactions with your host, Bryan. We're going to finish up this week with a creator request, which is where a smaller band gets in contact with me and asks me to check out their work, and I always oblige because we find out some really cool stuff through this process. Today we got an email from KYTOWRATH. That's the band. Says they're a groove metal, death metal band from Moscow, and asked if there's a chance I can make a video for their music video. And of course, yes, let's get into this. The track is called Guardian. Let's see what KYTOWRATH is bringing to the table today. Okay. Really nice ambient tones. I like the toms keeping the energy going. We got a kill switch on one of the guitars, it sounds like. Yeah, I mean, already right off the bat, groove metal is a perfect way of describing this. Going for a dark outro on that phrase. Okay. Yeah. I really like this melody over the chords the guitars are laying down under. Nice little double bass kick fill right there. Oh, interesting. This is a different section for cleans. Yes, bring it on, drummer. Let's go. Got some rhythmic diversity going on there. Okay. A lot of grit, lots of compression on this vocal. It's such a strong harsh. That's the last take, guys. We're done. Yeah. I dug that. Not my typical cup of tea. It's very rhythmic and textual, but you know, for what they're doing, it's very well done. So let's dive in this. What are they doing? The entire song is very riff based, other than um our chorus, which we get these really nice melodic ideas going on there. But our bridge, our intro, our verse, our whatever came in after the solo. I guess the bridge is a two-parter. I guess we can call that. There's actually a really neat linear concept going on there in the middle of the track before returning back to the formula of the verse and the chorus ideas. And we'll get to that. We'll get to that. But a lot of this track is very riff based, very rule of cool. Our bum bum ba da bum 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 ba 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 bum bum. It all sits right around this one note. We move a little up, a little down, but it really sits there. As usual, this type of music, it's not about the melodic complexity. It's just about how fun is it to play? How cool does it sound? Is it metal? Right? Does it have that awesome bite to it? And I think these guys absolutely nail it. All three of the riffs that we hear predominantly through the track all have bite. They all have that metal energy. When They have great syncopation to all of them, which really create nice grooves, especially against our drums, which typically are laying down on the downbeats. We don't really have too many syncopated hits from our drummer. That mostly comes from our guitar riffs. I don't really headbang along with music too much. I'm usually concentrating quite a bit on them, but this song just really requested it. It really demanded it. It said, hey, groove along with me. And I did. And I think that's probably the biggest praise I can give a song that's crafted in this from this angle. It's groovy and it made me move along with it. Um, I like the bass presence here. It typically does what the guitars are doing, but it really fills out the lower end. I think some really strong production there. Um, and the drums, we have some really nice, like I said, just kind of laying in the pocket, sitting in the tempo and laying it down for the rest of the band. But we did see some really cool fills. We had the double bass kick embellishment that happened on like beat four at the end of a phrase. It pulled us into the repetition. It was really nice. We had the really long tom fill across uh, the tom fill across the toms, because that's that's how you would play a tom fill. That was at the end of the bridge that pulled us back into the chorus there at the end. Um, so there were a couple of moments for the drummer to shine, but they sat in the pocket, which lines up. Nothing about this song is really about, or about this style is about showing off and being flashy. It's really about sitting in that groovy pocket and leaning into it and really just digging into the groove and creating a song that sounds cool to listen to. Both of our vocal. Well, let me go with our harsh vocalist first, assuming that they're different vocalists. I don't know. Our harsh vocals though have a just raw power to them. It was clearly heard in the moment when we had that isolated harsh at the end. There is a lot of grit to it. I don't know if there's like extra saliva bouncing around back there. I don't know if some of it is, maximizing a bit of the compression in the production aspect of it. I don't know how much of it is created and how much of it is tweaked or amplified to really bring it out. But regardless, there is just this raw power out of the vocal harshes. That works well because going back, I don't know who produced this, but the producer definitely needs a pat on the back here as well. The vocals are very powerful, they are very prominent, but they are not dominant. They are not overpowering everything else in the track, despite being as awesome as they are. And there's a very sharp clarity to it as well that I think helps keep it from taking over the rest of the song. So yeah, props to the producer for just really making this song the way it is. It's gritty, but it's clear. Everything has its place in the track, and it's just very well done. And I think that's. I mean, we're gonna get into some nitty gritty here, some more details, But I think that's my big thing walking away from this, is that it's just very well done. It sounds well produced. The riffs are catchy and groovy. Everything about it is just done at such a high level. This is a perfect example of an iterative band who really refined down a style of music and just play it and create a song, both compositionally, performance-wise, and production-wise, and just really deliver something that's just near perfect for this style of music. Um, so yeah, actually, kind of tossed production in there as well. Um, so I talked about the majority of this track being riff based. I want to get into the opposite of that. And that's not to say there are no riffs in the chorus, but the chorus to me is fixated on a little bit more so than the rest of the song on melody and harmony and chord structure. We get the clean vocals in here and they soar over everything, and our guitars move. I think there is still a riff going on, but there's also, maybe from our second guitar or maybe double tracking some guitars, a chord progression that is done in a semi-melodic fashion. It's not just like whole notes of chords and every beat they change, but we've shifted from singular notes, which is what a lot of the riffs in the rest of the song are based off of, to chords. And the vocals, I think, have this really neat choir-esque feel to them. It's more of a throaty vocal, so not really projecting out to the front of the mouth. It's really back here in the back of the throat, really wide and open sound, rather than more of this narrow, directed sound that you would hear in like uh, pop music, especially pop rock music. It's that very narrow, front-speaking singing style. And so we get this really nice, wide, throaty tone to it. It's big, right? It's got nice width to it. It's a beautiful tone. Um, and to me, that just kind of it screams like a male choir singer, right? I don't know why. That's just kind of the vision I get out of it, and I get this nice choir sound out of it. But mixed that, we have this really nice melodic movement that pushes against our chord progression ever so slightly, and our chord progression has shifted a little bit. We don't have a strong notion of chord progression in the verse. In fact, I don't think we have a progression at all. I think our chord is static throughout. But we don't really have a strong emphasis of what that chord is. We can kind of guess it based on the notes from our guitar riff, and we can probably get pretty close to it, but it's not really emphasized in any way. It's not until we get to the chorus when we actually get these nice chord progressions. And it has this sort of looming, I don't want to say doom. It's not doom, it's not depressive, but it's a looming sadness, but like finding a way to take strength in that kind of vibe. Almost like understanding you have a big task ahead of you and rising to the occasion. Like that's the kind of vibe, is rising to the occasion. That's a perfect phrase for that. And that's what I'm getting out of this section. We get this really nice chord progression that constantly rises in pitch to have this element of growing in strength, right? But it also includes elements of power and sadness in it, and then the vocals on top of that just really lean into both of those emotions simultaneously. And there's just something really awesome about this chorus based on the music. And I think it really stands out because of its contrast against the less melodic based riff sections that comprise the rest of the track. Um, I really like their melody writing. I do. I think they have a really cool emotion they pulled out here, and I'd wager that they uh, could probably craft some really nice emotional landscapes in other tracks as well. I don't think that this is a one off situation as far as emotional composition goes. But I also don't think I would want a song entirely composed of that, because at least in this case, they have shown a maturity and understanding when to utilize the emotional aspect and when not to, and to just dig into that rule of cool so that when it does come up, it hits. In fact, the chorus, we don't do a verse, chorus, verse, chorus. We intentionally leave off that second chorus. We do verse, chorus, verse, guitar solo, bridge, so that when we return to the chorus, it can hit us stronger again. That's what I've always talked about with contrast in the past. The point is to help your highs and your lows feel like highs and lows, for your impactful sections to not lose that punch. And this is exactly that at work. This chorus is a fantastic section, and you don't want to overutilize it. This is the opposite of most choruses, where you want to hit it as many times as possible, where our pop songs have 4 and 5 times through our chorus because it's the hook. It's what you want people to get caught onto. The chorus here has a completely different role. It's not to be infectious and be what the listener remembers. It's to have the impact against that rule of cool type of riffage going on. It is just like I'm talking about. That's the kind of compositional maturity of knowing when you need to do certain things. And why I think, while I would love a song just about their melodic composition, I think they have a pretty good knack for that. I really enjoy their restraint here and going against the grain structurally to ensure that the chorus always has that impact. After the chorus, we get the solo section. I dug this solo. It wasn't anything that really, rocked my world. Not every solo has to, but it was competently created, well played, and had nice flow. It was a little segmented, but each idea did move into the next, and that's all that I ever ask for in solos. I know different people have different biases, what they look for in guitar solos. This one, this one worked for me. It's my kind of style. Um, and then we had that second section after the bridge, where we kind of merged the melodic and riff sections a little bit. We saw a little bit of overlap there. I really enjoyed that. I would like to see that more often. And then we return back to where we started. I think we do another verse. We definitely do another chorus, and we end the song out there. So yeah, excellent track, very competently created, and so many good individual aspects that help bring the song together into a unified whole that I think really lands on telling the emotional story that they're going for. Now, what are the themes of this track? Let's dive into some lyrics, see what's going on. I don't know why my nose is so itchy right now. I'm going to try to do this without itching my nose. We'll try to finish this video. All right, so it is in, they said they're from Moscow. That's Russia, right? Yeah, this is Russian. So I did have a translate here. It might not be entirely accurate, but we'll see where it takes us. Guardian of the eternal gate, you created a new world. Hero of the gods of yore, your destiny is to watch over an empty throne. I talked about the chorus feeling like a large task that the narrator rose up, or the music implied that there's a rising to the task, right? And that's right here. Your destiny is to watch over an empty throne. I don't know if we've quite hit the point where it's a huge task, but we do have destiny here, right? The hero of gods has a destiny to do something. The chorus says, the light that brought you light is gone into darkness. The circle of history is closed. Guardian of the eternal gate. All right. So the hero has to watch over an empty throne, and light has been swallowed by darkness. The circle of history is closed. That's an interesting line. I wonder if there is a different translation to that, because it's a bit lost on me. I mean, it can mean a couple of things, but the circle of history is closed. I mean, people say that history repeats itself, right? That there's cycles in history. But I don't quite think that's what they're alluding to. Anyways, guardian of the eternal gate. So yeah, the destiny is to watch over this throne. They are the guardian of this gate. That's a pretty big task. to be an eternal guardian. And to bring back the light, I'm going to assume. Verse 2, the symbol has faded and disarmed. He's no longer needed, and without servants has been abandoned forever. And then, interesting, so our hero isn't needed and has been abandoned. We don't return back to the verse about the hero's task of being the guardian of the gate. We skip past that because that's not their job anymore. That's that's nice. Our bridge. Desperate, he raised the flag of exile. You've been betrayed to the vengeance of the spear. In the sea of swords, the water is cold, and steel slashes the abyss's spirit, and there's no bridge back. You have cursed away yourself, guardian of the eternal gate. So the guardian. Oh no, this is somebody speaking to the guardian. The guardian is second person. It's the you in here. So somebody raised the flag of exile and declares that the guardian has been betrayed. That they've been betrayed to the vengeance of the spear. The steel slashes. There's a battle. And there's no bridge back. You've cursed the way yourself, guardian of the eternal gate. I don't quite know what's going on there, but I do think that some of the element, because after this we go back into the chorus, so I do think some of the elements of the music are showcased in here. We do have the rule of cool. It's just a very slick, groovy song, and I think there's some cool elements in here. We have cool visual imagery, anyways, and then I do think that the chorus lines up a bit with all of the elements of undertaking a massive task and rising up to the occasion. So yeah, pretty cool stuff. Those are my thoughts on KYTOWRATH's Guardian. This is where you guys come in. Hit me up in the comments. Let me know if you enjoyed this or not. Anything that stood out to you. Anything you'd like to add on and let the band know. Above the comment section, instead of me posting my links, I'm going to include the links for KYTOWRATH in case you want to check out more of their music or get in contact with them, check out their social media, look at their merch if they have some. I don't know. I'm just going to put all their links there, though, as I usually do. And above that, if you could, like, subscribe, and ring the bell. That wraps it up. All right, so tomorrow we have an album review. The band is Windeer. After that, Sunday, we have Patreon live stream. It's going to be a long edition. I didn't get to do a live stream last week, so I will be doing those songs plus what we were supposed to do on Sunday. It's probably going to be a 3-hour live stream. And I'll have that available for everyone else to watch either Sunday night or Monday morning. And then, of course, Monday, we come back and we're going to be checking out folk music. So get ready for that. Going to be a bit of a different side of music than the heavy metal we checked out this week. Until next time, remember to be critical, not cynical, of the music you listen to, and have a fantastic morning, afternoon, or evening whenever you choose to watch my videos.